Alright students, fine girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good evening to you all at the Code Ark. Myself Shabnam, aiming to deliver coding, AI, data science and many more technologies to people out there. Okay, I would be gladful if you could acknowledge to us in the chat section. Audibility, visibility, all set to go. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Okay, audibility, visibility, all set to go, right? All right. Just a moment, people. Take care. Good evening. Yeah. Waiting for a response, guys. Okay, we are audible, visible to you, and everything all clear and set to go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Fine. Let's go ahead from here. People are still joining in. Okay. First of all, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned in the last class. By the way, today is day 17 of the bootcamp and web development series. The last time we had met, that is the last week, Friday, at day 16 of the series of full stack web development, we were talking about the nested if in JavaScript. Hi everyone. Good, clear, thank you. Okay, we were talking about the if statement being nested with the help of 1, 2 or maybe some of the examples. Is it right? If under if, that becomes a nested if. Also, since last 2 days of the web series, the development series, we're talking about the conditional statement which is using if else. Is that okay? If you have missed out our lectures on the conditional statement, then make sure you get a catch up of them on the channel as the recorded series. By the way, I would like to remind you, attendance will be a criteria for certification, as we have always made it very clear to you. Is it okay? Fine. Attendance हम आपसे इसके लिए criteria मांगते हैं, so that it is an assurance from our end that you know something. I hope you got my. Of course, if you attend all the class with good dedication, you will be ending up knowing up a lot of things. Doesn't matter even if you come here from any non-IT background. Is that okay? Fine. All right. Just few things before I could go ahead. 1 or 2 announcements. Number 1, people creation of a WhatsApp group regarding assignment and assignment discussion. Okay, we will be doing that. We will fulfill your request, but that will be probably after some days. Okay, the reason why, because so that we could be actively involved in the group to respond to your queries. Now, since we ourselves are too engaged in the scheduling of events, conducting the lectures and then answering to people on social media, so we are unable to find time and dedicate that slot so that we could answer your queries related to assignment. That's the reason we are not creating the group up till now. Is it? इसीलिए group को अभी तक नहीं बनाया. And plus, up until now, assignment submission is not the criteria. We are giving you assignment only for self practice. Is it? हम आपको assignment के question self practice के लिए देते हैं, ताकि आपका रिदम बीच में छूट ना जाए, या किसी दिन हमारी तरफ से ब्रेक हो जाता है या सैटरडे संडे बीच में आ जाता है, तो आपका रिदम, आपकी कनेक्टिविटी टूट ना जाए, छूट ना जाए. That's the reason we ask you to stay connected via assignment question. Is that okay? But yeah, soon we will be creating a community group on WhatsApp, wherein we will ask people to submit if you are interested and troubleshoot your doubts and provide the solution also of the question that we gave you. Okay, so that's one thing. Number 2, yeah, we are still left with CSS small part, that is web responsiveness. So we are well aware and alert in our mind. Is it okay? वो हमको काफी अच्छे से पता है that web responsiveness is still left to be done. Media queries, viewport queries and web responsiveness. So that part is left. Bootstrap is left. Bootstrap probably will come back again in between JavaScript or after completing JavaScript. Good evening, everyone. So these were the 2-3 announcements to you before we could go ahead. Okay, guys, by the way, before I could continue, may I know what's the status from you? आपकी तरफ से क्या status है? Is it how the things are working at your end? Are you practicing? Are you understanding? Are you learning? Are these sessions turning out to be helpful to you? What sort of preparation you are doing, like, because we are meeting for only 1 hour a day or maybe 5 days a week. Good evening. Right, so how are you doing? Is it like that would be our humble advice to you? Just do not be dependent only on this 1 hour of coaching. You have to explore and do a lot of practice on your own as well. Is it okay? Fine. Okay, so please write your reply in the chat section, like how are you working at your end? If you really want to be a successful full stack developer, good, practicing. Okay, good. Okay, you need to be practicing at least 2 programs a day. Understood? You know, despite of having 10 to 12 years of experience in IT, in coding, in programming, I still write 2 programs a day. Of course, those programs are not of this standard, they are something else. But if you want to sustain in the world of programming, coding, information technology and computer science, robotics, AI specifically, okay, you need to be in touch and with a consistently thorough with the coding. It's my first day, ma'am. Okay, Rakesh, if it's a first day, good, we would like to welcome you, but please go through the lectures bin which are already conducted. Practicing, good. Okay, good, fine. All right, I have also done the assignment. Good, fine. So keep a practice. This is the gist of the day today. Make sure that you get time, you find time at least to write. Start with 1 program. At least you write 1 program a day without a break. Consistently. That consistency should be achieved thoroughly. Is it okay? Fine. Alright, fine. So for the people who joined in late, I just gave you a quick recap of what we have done in the last class. Last entire week we were learning JavaScript. We started JavaScript from last Monday or Tuesday. Is that okay? Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Fine. Alright. The last session of JavaScript had involved nested if and if statements. We have also learned how to create a function in JavaScript, how to call the function, and what is an on-click event of any HTML control. Is that okay, all of us? Here we go. This is my agenda for the day today. I'm sorry I have not put up on the PPT and prepared as a classwork point. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is our agenda for the day. Function and function call. This is something we already know, but there are some new additions in that. Next, function with argument and function call. Then we will learn how JavaScript return values from the function. Especially what is the meaning of returning value, and why do a programmer return value, or why does a function need to return a value. Okay, then passing HTML input text box value to the JavaScript function. And finally, if time permit, we'll also learn how to make function accepting values from input prompt box. Okay, prompt boxes. If all these sounds too difficult or complicated to you, let them put back to back in the form of code. Let's put them practically into action. So here we go. All my friends who have joined late today, or who are here for the first time in the class today, right? I go to my E drive, I create a blank directory, and I name it as day 17. Okay. I open this in my Visual Studio Code. We are using Visual Studio Code as a third-party application to write the programs. आप चाहे तो ये programs as a beginner you can write it even on the notepad. Okay, let me open that directory here. So I say open folder. Okay, if it was buffering, I would like to make clear that I did nothing but I simply browsed the directory. Is it okay? I only browse the directory. So we are here in the folder day 17 and I create a file. Quickly I create a file called as program1 day17.html, program2 day17.js, JS for JavaScript. Okay, let's create an HTML template or a page first. That means design the web page. Okay, I just write exclamation. Okay, you select it and the remaining code will be in front of you. You don't have to really type opening closing of HTML tag, opening closing of head, opening closing of title, body and all. You want, you can go ahead also typing on your own and skipping those meta tags and all in case if you are not interested. But Visual Studio Code provide this rich feature to help us shorten the coding. Is it okay? Alright, I just changed the title of the page and I write it as day 17. Okay. Alright, let me include some script also. This is going to be the JavaScript program which we will be importing as an external file in our HTML document. So it's program to day17.js and the script ends. Just to test whether this page works or not, I write a small paragraph tag. Okay, and say hello. Okay, this is a static content of the page. To make the page dynamic, you need support of one of the scripting language like JavaScript. Alright, if you do not understand difference between static and dynamic, go back to our some previous recorded lectures. We have made it very clear. If you refresh the page many times, the content is same. That's a static content. But if you refresh the page many times and if you have some content like date and time or like temperature, who changes every time, mostly frequently, if not every time but most frequently, whenever you refresh, that's a dynamic content. One example of the dynamic content. Okay, there are so many other examples. This is one of the example. Okay, so my port is starting. The server is starting. The test page is almost ready. Okay, day 17 as a title and hello as a static content of the page. Okay, so nothing new we have seen so far. So let me come to the JavaScript file. I create one function. Let me say name of the function is display. Okay, whenever this function will be called, it will simply write hello, good evening message on the screen. Okay, what is the task of this function? आपको बताया था function का meaning क्या होता है? As in our daily life, function means like to do some task. The fan is functioning. Nervous system in human body is functioning. The machine is functioning, means they all are working. ये सब भाई अपना अपना काम कर रहे हैं. My team behind is functioning, means वो भाई अपना काम कर रहे हैं. So likewise, even for computer, the meaning of function is a set of काम, a set of task. हाँ, तो you have to define what task, क्या काम करना है डिस्प्ले को, वो आपको कोड लिखकर बताना पड़ेगा. I want display function always to print message hello good evening on the screen. So code for that. I write document.write. You want, you can also use console.log. You want, you can print hello hi good evening as an alert box message. I am using document.write. Because my message is a string, I enclose it in quote, single quote or double quote, both works. My habit is to use single quote. You want, you can print in double quotes as well. So I say hello, good evening. Okay. something like that. Semicolon to terminate the statement. But to your strange surprise, there is no output on the screen. Why? 10 times I might have told you, अब तक का पिछले 2-3 लेक्चर में आपको 10 बार ये बात बता चुके होंगे. Dealing with function is a 2-step process. Boys and girls, correct me if I go wrong. Function से deal करना is a 2-step process. Function बनाओ, function बुलाओ. Define the function, call the function. You have fulfilled only the first criteria, that is function definition. This function needs to be called. Is it okay? Come on, now you have 2 ways how to call the function. Either call this function in an HTML program, that means on an HTML page, on click event of some button. किसी बटन को क्लिक करने पर उसे एज अ गेस्ट, मेहमान बुलाया जाएगा. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? किसी बटन को क्लिक करने पर या तो उसे इनवाइट किया जाएगा. सो ईदर फंक्शन कॉल हैपन ऑन क्लिक इवेंट ऑफ एनी बटन or any other control. And if not, let JavaScript itself call the function like this, display. Is it okay? How to call the function? By its name. Remembered, I gave you the example. How will I call you? By your name. Say Raj, how are you? Pooja, how are you? Sheetal, are you understanding or not? हाँ तो function को कैसे बुलाएंगे भाई? उसके नाम से बुलाएंगे. So line number 5, this line of code is doing what? It's calling the function display, provided it is already defined. Good, thank you. Thank you everyone who are acknowledging. I save this, I come back here. Good, so the function has displayed the message. You look, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. The function has well displayed the message. Is that okay? All of us. People, my work starts now. Acha, one more thing. Suppose I want hello and good evening on 2 different line. Okay, हमको hello और good evening 2 अलग line पे चाहिए. So there are 2 ways you can print statement on 2 different lines. Number 1, okay, hello. Let me close this. This is one part. Concatenated with good evening, this is another part, and in between I am writing break. Are you understanding? In between I am writing break. I think even if you do not write plus, that's okay. First understand this much. Okay, what is BR? BR is an HTML tag to give a line break. Is that okay? BR, it's an HTML tag to give one line break. Let's see what happens. So good evening is here. So because everything was in single code, even if you do not do this concatenation, तो भी चलेगा. देखिए, BR. Save this. It's still okay. If I give 2 times BR, 3 times BR, so that many breaks are being given here. Okay, remember always document.write writes the output on HTML page. तो उसे break के लिए HTML tag समझता है. Okay, although there is one more option to give a break called as, just for a moment. Okay, just for a moment, if I could get rid of this and I write here \n. People, \n in JavaScript is called as a new line character. For all my friends who are coming here from the background of C, C++, Java, in fact Python also. Okay, especially C, C++, Java के background से जो बच्चे आए हैं, \n is a new line character. Okay, this is called as a backslash. When you write like this is called as a front slash. Do not write front/n, that's an ordinary string. \n is called as a new line character. आपको इसे quotes में लिखना पड़ता है. Do not write \n outside the quote. So whenever \n inside the quote, people, whenever you mention \n inside the quote, it is not to be printed JavaScript consider \n as a special character to give or to provide a new line. Is that clear? Fine. But document.write अगर आप देखोगे तो उस पर आपको \n का इफेक्ट दिखकर नहीं आएगा. Is it okay? Suppose I give \n again for two new lines. No, it's not affecting here. The reason why, because document.write is a function to print content on HTML page. और HTML पेज पर कंटेंट के बीच में ब्रेक देने के लिए we can use only break tag. Is it okay? So if \n is not working, no problem. Make use of br as a break tag. Yes, you can actually write many tags also inside document.write. The choice is yours. For example, if I write like this, font color equals green, blue, pink, whatever, and I end the font tag here. First check the output before understanding the code. You see? Alright. So आपका confusion ये होगा कि भाई ये कैसे काम कर रहा है यहाँ पे? The reason why, because document.write is a function to print the content on HTML page. तो HTML पेज पर जब कंटेंट प्रिंट करना है तो डेफिनेटली वो HTML टैग समझता होगा. That's the reason you can bravely, freely write or code any tag inside document.write. HTML का कोई भी टैग कोड्स के अंदर document.write में आप लिख सकते हो. But this will not work for console.log. Suppose if I write a console.log and I say hi and I say hello. Okay, let me do save. Let me come here. Okay, so the screen is open. Hi, hello is printed here. I hope you know how to open this part of the page. Okay, those who have never attended our class before, जो बच्चे आज पहली बार आए हैं, you have to do right click and inspect that to open the console box on the page. Is it right? Console box या console section of the page पर हम अक्सर वो डेटा प्रिंट करते हैं which we might not want to show on the body of the web page, which we might not to deliver information to the end user. We don't want to display that directly. Maybe this could be some troubleshooting information, some testing code. So ideally this kind of code or some message to be communicated between developers or between developer and a program. So such kind of text is printed in console box. Okay, so right click inspect and you find your console. You see hi hello here. Okay, and if I try to print hi hello on two different lines using break, you look, it gives me an error, people. Is it right? This is an error. Non-JS module file deprecated. इसका कोई output नहीं आ सकता है. Is that the reason of error? Because break cannot be understood by console box. अरे console.log is not an HTML part of the page, or it is not the part of HTML document. That's a part of the browser. I hope you got my point. वो facility in the form of console box आपको browser देता है. यहाँ पे JavaScript कोड चलता है. यहाँ पर HTML tag cannot be dealt or interpreted. Alright, so you have to give break in terms of JavaScript, that's \n. So if I could save and refresh it again, again inspect or Control Shift J, shortcut for inspect, that is Control Shift and J. Oh yeah, cool, so it is working. Hi and hello. Okay, I would be grateful to you if you could acknowledge to us in the chat section when to use br tag for the break. br tag break देने के लिए कब यूज करना है और \n कब यूज करना है. So that should be absolutely your logic. Okay, guys, please acknowledge in the chat section. Are you understanding thoroughly or not? Why console.log could not interpret br? Arey, br is a tag and console box is not an HTML document. Is that okay? Console box is not HTML document, भाई. वो web page का web page होता ही नहीं है. It's not a part of the web page. It's a part of the browser, let me say. और वहाँ पर JavaScript चलता है. Good. So these are the different ways you can give \n or a new line character. Is it okay? Document.write can also code any HTML tag to give effect to the output. Yes. If you're wondering, yes, correct. Raji, you can cut short and say that way. Okay, राजी गुरु आप कट शॉर्ट करके वैसे समराइज कर सकते हो जो पॉइंट आप बता रहे हो. करेक्ट. ऑलराइट, चलिए फाइन, आगे बढ़ते हैं यहाँ से. लेट्स गो अहेड फ्रॉम हियर. ओके, नाउ आई क्रिएट वन मोर फंक्शन. पीपल लेट मी कमेंट दिस फंक्शन. आई डोंट वांट. Okay, I hope you have remembered multi-line comment of JavaScript. I have commented this part of the code. Okay, I comment this function. Eyes open on the screen. This is something new. Try to understand. Function. Let me call this function as addition. Okay, this is the function block. Remembered, one fine day we were studying block scope and the function scope. This is a function scope, people. Opening closing curly bracket बताता है. ये भाई ये function की scope है. यहाँ से यहाँ तक. It's a kind of marking. What comes inside the scope belongs to the function. What goes outside the scope is beyond the function. Correct? भाई ये मेरी बस के बाहर है या ये मेरे बस में है. That's what is the meaning of the scope. I hope you are understanding here. Opening closing curly bracket में जो आप कोड करते हो, फंक्शन से भाई ये सब काम करना मेरे बस में है. जो मेरे स्कोप के बाहर है वो सारे टास्क मेरे बस में नहीं है. मीन्स आई एम नॉट इंस्ट्रक्टेड टू डू सो. इज दैट ओके? ऑलराइट, दिस इज समथिंग न्यू नाउ. आई राइट समथिंग लाइक A, B. Alright, point number 1. For those who have the habit of noting down, this is my first important point of the class today. In a very layman language I'm speaking. I'm not dictating a technical definition. This is my own definition. Okay. Anything that we write inside the round bracket of the function. See, display के round bracket में क्या आपने कुछ भी लिखा था? नहीं लिखा था. Function ends with opening closing round parenthesis. Correct? Anything that we write inside the round bracket, any variable which we pass inside the round brackets of the function is called as an argument. Okay, here we go. That's called as argument. This word. Alright, so whatever values that we pass, the names of the variable that we write inside the round bracket, that is called as argument. Okay, be sure or be alert, some people even have the habit of calling them as parameters. You understood? तो round bracket के अंदर जो हम या value पास करते हैं या variable के नाम पास करते हैं, those are called as nothing but arguments. Is that okay? Fine. So these are A and B are the arguments of function addition. Alright. Now what this function is going to do is going to accept two arguments and it is going to print the sum of the two arguments, that is A plus B. Is that clear? Fine. That means this function addition, इसको जब कभी भी बुलाया जाएगा, जो बच्चों को नहीं समझा. See, display was function without argument. So it was called also without argument. But addition is a function with two arguments. So whenever you call this function, make sure that you're calling it by passing two arguments. Okay, say I pass the two arguments as 7, 5. Okay, look up what happens now. Addition is a function. This function is called by passing two numbers 7 and 5. Now during function call, 7 will be received in addition by A and 5 will be received in the function by B. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? This is something like this, people. Look, this is something like this. If I could come here. Okay, wait. Okay, let me show you like this. So this is something like this. This is function addition. addition a comma b, okay, a comma b. Okay, this was the function definition. All right, ignore the case. This was the function definition, and this is the whatever was the definition inside. Okay, इसमें हमने जो भी लिखा था, say document dot write. I am writing in short now. A plus b. Okay, now how are we calling this function? Addition 5 comma 6 or whatever number I have written there. You got my point? अभी होगा क्या देखिए, होगा क्या. Let me take this arrow. 5 will be received in the function by Mr. A. Like A will welcome 5. Okay, A says भाई ये अंदर आने वाली वैल्यू है. This is the value which is incoming during function call. So I will receive the first argument in A. Okay, and 7 will be received by Mr. P. Okay, so this is almost equal to, say, if I could show you some rough work which is happening in the memory. Okay, पीछे memory में rough work कैसे चलेगा देखिए. A is assigned value 5 and B is assigned value 7. Now inside the scope of this function, A plus B means 5 plus 7. That is nothing but 12, and 12 will be printed. You understood? Therefore A plus B, that is 5 plus 7 equals to 12. So 12 will be printed. Is that okay? This is called as function accepting argument or function with argument. Make sure if a function is defined with one argument, then the function call also should be with one argument. If the function is defined with 2 argument, हाँ तो function को बुलाते समय आपको भी 2 argument पास करना पड़ेगा. Similarly, if the function is defined with 10 argument, the function call should also contain 10 argument. Moral of the story, let me write it here. Conclusion is conclusion. Okay, arguments in function, come on, arguments in function definition must match with arguments in function call. Okay, arguments in function call or arguments during function call. Is that okay? Fine. Similarly, if there were 2 arguments here in the definition, हाँ तो भाई आपको function call में भी 2 argument पास करना ही पड़ेगा. There are some cases where we miss passing the value. वो कब होता है, पहले से कैसे प्रीडिफाइन करते हैं, डिफॉल्ट कैसे देते हैं, वो सब जब टाइम आएगा तब देखेंगे. As of now, this is done. Are you getting my point? This is clear and finish, full and final, full stop. जितने आर्ग्यूमेंट फंक्शन की डेफिनेशन में होंगे उतने आर्ग्यूमेंट फंक्शन कॉल में पास करना ही पड़ेगा. अदरवाइज देयर विल बी आर्ग्यूमेंट मिसमैच. यू अंडरस्टूड? अच्छा, नंबर 2, आप बोलोगे नहीं 7 शुड बी एक्सेप्टेड बाय ए and I want 5 to be accepted in B. Is it possible? Answer is no. The argument matching depends on the order in which they are defined. Hi boys and girls, are you understanding? Bharat, Raji, Rakesh, Naveen, Wasim, Mr. Sharma, your name that I could read here. Okay, and many more of my friends who are here. आप बोलोगे नहीं भाई सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट ए में चाहिए था, फर्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट जो आपने 5 लिखा वो बी में जाना चाहिए. कैन आई क्रॉस चेंज और एक्सचेंज दिस वे? आंसर इज स्ट्रिक्ट नो नो. Arguments will be assigned to the variable during function call as per the order they come. Good. Right? So you like, you don't like, आपको अच्छा लगे ना लगे. You understand my point? Good, thank you. Who has asked? हमसे आपसे तो किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं है. You got my point, भाई? मेरे से आपसे तो किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं है. You like, you don't like now. 5 will be accepted in A as per the order of definition, and 7 will be accepted by B. Is that clear? All of us fine. So that is what is we call it function with argument. Let's check what happens here. I have created one function addition. ये फंक्शन जब कभी भी बुलाया जाएगा 2 आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करना पड़ेगा, 2 आर्ग्यूमेंट के साथ बुलाना पड़ेगा. You have to call it with 2 parameter. What will it do? It will add those 2 numbers or para or whatever it has to do. अंदर वो 2 नंबर के साथ जो भी करना है वो करेगा and it will display the output. Let's check it's happening or not. So I come here and it is 12. Correct? So if I want to print product also, document.write a into b. What are a and b? 7 and 5. 7 5 is 35. 35 is expected output. Yes, 12 was sum and 35 is an output. I'm sorry, product. Is that okay? Fine. So if you find it little uncomfortable, भाई ऐसा कैसे आ रहा है? हाँ तो ब्रेक देना चाहिए था. आपको फिर ब्रेक देना चाहिए था. People like this. Either you give break here or in the beginning of the next document dot write. So I write like this, plus break. You understood why plus, correct? Because I want to concatenate break, and the break has to be written in the quotes only. So this is how it is. Is that okay? If I change the numbers which I have passed as argument here, like 17 and 2, 17 plus 2, that is 19, and 17 into 2, that is 34. Good, 19 and 34 is an output. Is that okay, all of us? Fine. Now suppose these 2 number, भाई आप में से वो बच्चे जो सोच रहे हैं भाई ये 2 नंबर मुझे ऐसे डिफाइन पहले से नहीं करना है. This number should be taken as input from user. Guys, this doubt should come to us. ये क्वेश्चन हमारे दिमाग में आ जाना चाहिए. These 2 number, how can you hard code in the program? This is called as hard coding. Okay, 17, 2, 5, 7, ये सब आप जो पहले से लिख के रख डालते हो, this is called as hard coding. These values are not coming in the program during runtime. Runtime means what? Real time execution. Is it okay? For example, I create an account on Facebook. हाँ तो साइन अप फॉर्म में जो आप इंफॉर्मेशन एंटर करोगे वो रियल टाइम इन्फो होगा, लाइक योर नेम, योर एज, योर ईमेल एंड सो ऑन. Facebook will say भाई मुझे पहले से थोड़ी पता था योर all the information that I keep the boxes filled correct or not. So though that cannot be hard coded. Similarly, these 2 numbers here are hard coded. So let's see this time. Let's see this time how to take input from the user and display the values. Is that okay? Fine. So let me come here. Okay, before the function starts or even inside the function if you do it's okay. फंक्शन के अंदर भी करोगे तो भी चलेगा. पहले बाहर करके देखते हैं. So let me write like this. Say a is equals to prompt, enter a number. Okay, for those who don't know what is prompt, prompt in JavaScript is an input box, people. Okay, those who are using or coming across prompt function for the first time, in JavaScript, prompt function, as its name suggests, prompt user for input. User से input लेता है web page पर. Is it right? आपके सामने prompt box mobile apps में कई बार आया भी होगा. But you might not be knowing that time this is a JavaScript prompt box where you're entering an input. Okay. B is equals to again prompt. Enter second number. Is it just a moment? Give me a minute. Okay, good. Fine. So enter first number and enter second number. Okay, let me store these numbers here as X and Y. Okay. Anybody, what changes I have to make here? यहाँ पर क्या changes करना पड़ेगा? Everything is same. Everything is same. Instead of writing 17 and 2, I will instead pass the 2 numbers which were inputted by user, correct? I repeat one more time. Instead of hard coding 17 and 2 as 2 different numbers, we will pass those numbers which were inputted by user. अभी user ने जो input किया आपने कहाँ store किया, in which variable? X and Y. So let me write here xy. Is that okay? Yes, correct. Xy, right? How to take value from input type? I'll do that, Navin. How to take value from input box and call a function with argument. Next part is the same what you are asking. आप जो question पूछ रहे हो, that is the next part. Is it okay? Fine. So x comma y. Any question which is still running in your mind, I'll come across them. Let me first execute the code and check is it working also or not. For those who say भाई ये x y क्यों, ये भी a भी होता तो चलता क्या, like this a b. Yes, it is okay. If the names of argument in function definition and names of argument in function call is same, it is okay. Because scope of a and b is only inside the function. Outside the function they are unknown. You got my point? I repeat one more time. The names of argument in function definition or in function call can be same or they can be different. Right? Anyways, I write here xy. I'm calling function addition with argument x and y. So let me save this. Let me come here. It's asking me enter first number 4, enter second number 5. Alright, so it gives me answer as 45 people. Okay, जबकि product right बताता है. You got my point? 5 and 4, that is 20. But ये 45. Why? Because the thing is 4 and 5 are accepted as a string. People 4 and 5 are accepted as a string. ये problem हमको plus में आता है, addition में. Not in product, they are accepted as a string. And if there are two string, they will be concatenated, correct? Again check. Come on, again check. Let's comment this product for a timing so that we are not confused. We are finding only addition. Let me write the first number. 1 minute please. Again refresh. First number as 6, second number as 10. So 610 no. Answer should have been 16. But 6 और 10 दोनों को string समझकर उसने concatenate कर दिया like this. 6 plus 10, that is equals to 610. So what we need to do, we have to convert this a and b into integers. So either you convert it here only, that is parse int, to convert the accepted data into integer. Okay, people who are attending first class today, parse int is a kind of typecasting. It converts data type from something into integer. Okay, similarly this is also parse int. Whatever entered will be converted into integer. Okay, let's save. Let's run this. Enter the first number 6, enter the second number 10, and the answer is 16 because this is 6 plus 10 numerically, not string, in the form of string now. Yes, use of parse int, correct? Fine. So this was how to take input from prompt box and then pass as argument. Okay, A और B जो argument हमने pass किया यहाँ पे, these were the input taken from JavaScript prompt box. Alright. Okay, if there's any question in this part with regard to this code, come on, with regard to this code, if there is any question, anything not understood, please put it up in the chat section. I'll try my best to answer you before we wind off today. Okay. Now next. Suppose the two values, ये जो दो number है x और y, these two numbers are coming from HTML page. Something that Navin is asking in the chat section people. Okay, ये भाई HTML page में जो input boxes है वहां से आ रहे हैं, तो क्या करेंगे? So let's come here. Let's create first input boxes. So suppose I create one label. Say enter first number. Label ends. To accept the number, I create an input box. Say type text. Let's give some ID to the box. Say n1 for number 1. Okay, so that they don't come on the same line, I give a break and say enter second number. Again, to accept a second number, I code an input box. Okay, for the people who are attending again the first class today, input is an HTML tag to take input from user. It takes different kind of input. Input can be text, input can be number, input can be radio, input can be checkbox. Okay, so input type is equals to text, ID is equals to number 2. Alright, and let's create a button here. Let's create a button. So I say button. On clicking this button, the function should be called. Let me not call the function first. Let me not call the function. I just want to say find. This is the text on the button or caption of the button. Okay, so let me do save. Let me come here. Alright, so that was the part of the previous output till here. This is our new output, correct? If you don't mind, can I get rid of this function call? Let the function be here. Let the function be here. I get rid of this code. Okay? Means हमने function बनाया तो जरूर, but उसे बुलाया नहीं अभी तक. This is the definition of the function, but we have not yet called it. And what this function is going to do, it is just going to return A and B or A plus B, correct? Right? Now, the thing is what, see, suppose if I write like this, is 5 and again 7. There's nothing happening. So let us call the function. What is the name of the function? Addition. Mind you, this function जब कभी भी बुलाया जाएगा 2 argument pass करना पड़ेगा आपको. Because this function is designed. उसको बनाया ही ऐसा है. The function is defined only with 2 argument, correct? The 2 argument in the function is a part of function definition, people. वो उसकी कारीगरी का हिस्सा है. You got my point? A और B आपको अच्छा लगे ना लगे, हर दफा आप जब उसे बुलाओगे वो 2 आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करना ही पड़ेगा. वो उसकी कारीगरी, उसकी बनावट का हिस्सा है, करेक्ट? That is the part of the function definition. So let me come here. Let me call this function. Name of the function is addition. Okay. Make sure the file containing definition of the function, that's the JavaScript file, is already included. हाँ भैया already ऊपर included है. But I can't call the function this way ना. You see, you call them. आप इसे call करिए. See, call the function. One minute, let me check why it is still coming. Okay, I had commented but I had not saved, so I refresh it again. Okay, so this is 5 and this is 6. I say find some. N-A-N. N-A-N. Anyone guys, if I do not reply. Okay, Gopi, if I could call you Gopi. I understand, you're a new learner. Okay, my friend, I welcome you to the course, but make sure that you keep your attendance on from today. Is that okay? 75% attendance, we have still given a liberty. From 1st of October, at least 75% attendance is mandatory. Yes, Navin, correct. Not a number. That's actually a flag. Is it okay? If you could do right click, inspect. Let's see if console box shows something. Okay, console box isn't printing anything, so I ignore it. I ignore it then. Okay, not a number. The reason why, आपने एडिशन को बुलाया तो सही भाई, बट जो 2 आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करना था वो नहीं किया, करेक्ट? Now what is the first argument? Value stored in N1. What should be the second argument? Value stored in text box whose ID is N2. Correct or not? Correct. Everyone who have replied not a number, correct. So null plus null added is null only. No 2 number were passed as argument. तो उनको add कर क्या print करेगा भाई JavaScript? आपने कुछ 2 number pass ही नहीं किया, मैं क्या add करूं? That's the reason result is null, which is not a number. So let me pass the first argument as document dot get element by ID. ID of the first text box, which is n1 dot value. Are you understanding? Comma, this is first argument. Okay, we are passing first argument to the function addition. इस फंक्शन एडिशन को हम पहला आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या पास करते हैं? वैल्यू ऑफ टेक्स्ट बॉक्स n1. इज इट इजी टू रीड नाउ? द वैल्यू स्टोर्ड इन द टेक्स्ट बॉक्स n1. Similarly, what should be the second argument passed to this function? Whatever value that is stored in the text box whose ID is n2. Text box को कैसे बुलाए? उसके ID से. Right? So how do I write that code? Come on, document dot get element by ID. Just select it and hit enter. आपको पूरा टाइप करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Is it okay? That's the beauty of Visual Studio Code. Come on, get element by ID, the one whose ID is n2 dot value. Is that okay? If you want to see this code in a line, एक लाइन में अगर आप ये कोड देखोगे तो all right, let me print it here. Okay, so button people, button opens, button closes. Find sum is a caption of the button, and if you click on this button, addition function will be called. And what are the arguments you are passing to this function? n1 dot value, the first argument, n2 dot value, that is the second argument. Is that okay, guys? If someone could acknowledge, are you understanding how we are passing two arguments which are input taken from text boxes? No, Bharat, actually they are different. You got my point. Null and nan, actually they are different. What happens is when you add two null, the answer is null, which is considered as not a number. Clearly understood. Thank you. My friend, this is a question to Bharat, and if it's a good question, in fact. It's a good question. Is null and nan different? Answer is yes, they are different. But आपको null plus null equals null. What is the answer of null plus null? That is null. And is null a number? No, null is not a number. तो इसके लिए आपको वो NaN देता है. You understood now? Is that okay? That is something doing like this. Null plus null is again null. अरे but ये जो result आया, is this a number? No, null is not a number, na? Is it okay? Since null, this flag, my friend, ये जो flag है null, is not a number, therefore a flag is raised called as NaN. Bharat, acknowledge it. Is it clear now? You are absolutely correct. In fact, if this way you are asking null और NaN, भाई दोनों अलग अलग चीज है. हम कंपेयर किसको कर रहे हैं? वी आर कंपेयरिंग नल विथ नंबर. इज नल इक्वल टू नंबर? आंसर इज नॉट. स्ट्रिक्टली नो. करेक्ट? स्ट्रिक्टली नो, इट्स नॉट. That means it will return false. Therefore, it says NaN. Good. I hope you got my point. Right? Anyway, so this is our code. This function addition is taking two arguments, n1 dot value and n2 dot value. Let's check, quickly run and check whether it's working or not. Enter first number, I write 5. Enter second number, I write 15. Say find sum. Okay, 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Good, thank you. My friend, why? मैंने तो भाई दोनों नंबर एंटर किया, बराबर किया. क्या हो गया? I'm sorry for that. I have to rerun this program. Open with live server. Enter first number 5. दूसरा नंबर 10. What is 5 plus 10? Quick. 15. But output देखिए वो कैसे देता है. 15 की जगह 510. Same problem. You should have converted into integer. Okay, so I have another choice. Either you write parse int here, या तो इधर ही लिख दो parse int during function call, or else second option is inside the function, right? यहाँ पर like a plus b करने से पहला parse int, अंदर आने वाला आर्ग्यूमेंट जो a में है उसे पहले इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट करिए, अंदर आने वाला आर्ग्यूमेंट जो कि b में है उसे भी इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट करिए. Only after converting into integer, write on the document. You got my point? Yes, both are string. तो ये काम आप इधर भी कर सकते हो. That means आप दो आर्ग्यूमेंट भेजने के बाद इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट करो, या आर्ग्यूमेंट कन्वर्टेड ही भेजो. You understood my point? So options are yours. When you're practicing back at home, practice both the method. Everyone, quick, before we could wind off the class today, acknowledge this is understood or not. या तो दोनों वैल्यू को इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट करके आर्ग्यूमेंट में भेजो, या तो फिर फंक्शन में आर्ग्यूमेंट एक्सेप्ट करने के बाद कन्वर्ट करो. गुड. सो चॉइस इज योर्स. यू डू एज यू लाइक. आई सेव दिस, आई कम हियर, आई राइट समथिंग, से 5, and again something which is say 10, say find sum, so it's 15 now. Is that okay? So this way you take up program for assignment, accept age of the user in input box like this, my friend. ऐसा, okay, accept age. Say enter first number, nahi, enter your age. Is it okay? Suppose I enter the age as 34. Now when I say find, when I click on this button, it should accept the age in a function, convert into integer, and check whether age is greater than 18 so that you can print you are eligible to vote. If the age is not greater than 18, that means you are not eligible to vote. Okay, ये काम आप कल तक करके रखिए as a assignment question for self practice. Is that okay? Fine. So age should be accepted in the program inside the text box. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? A small thing is remaining, guys. If you don't mind, extend by another 2 minutes. A small thing is remaining. Sometime what happens, function returns a value. Okay, function कभी कभी ऐसे भी होता है, function value return करता है. For example, let me create another function here. Say okay, let's say this one, जिसको हमने ऊपर comment किया था. Let's take the function display. Okay, this is going to return let me say 5. Okay, let's say this way. A is equals to parse int prompt enter a number. Okay, enter a number. B also enter a number. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, this is also enter a number. Okay, I just changed this. B enter a number, A enter a number, and I write here return A plus B. Okay, this is called as a function returning a value. Yes, Naveen, I'll do that. My friend, I'll do that. Okay, this is called as function returning a value. First, try to understand. यहाँ पे दो मुद्दे हैं, 2 question. How function returns a value? Question number 2, why? Function ऐसा करेगा ही क्यों? ये करने का जरूरत ही क्या था उसको? You understood? 2 questions, guys. Number 1, how does a function return a value? You just have to make use of the word return. And why does it return? Okay, let me comment all other part of the code. Okay, let it be. It's okay, as all it is a function call. So this is my function definition and this is the function call. Let's save this. Let's come here. So it's asking me to enter a number. Let me say 5. Another number, let me say 6. You see only hello is printed, but 5 plus 6 7 uska sum dikhai nahi diya. 5 plus 6 11. Am I right? That sum was not displayed. Why? Because remember one thing, whenever function returns a value, the caller, my friend, this line number 8 is a caller of the function. Na? यहाँ पर function को call किया जा रहा है. Right? The function call must accept the value. So let me accept it in some variable, say result. Okay, जिनको नहीं समझा for them, returning means what? As if throwing some object from one end. You understand? Say I have this stuff in my hand. I have this object in my hand. I throw this. But if I'm throwing, I need someone at the other end standing to catch it or to get a hold of it. Correct? आप एक तरफ से फेंकते हो तो दूसरी तरफ उसे कैच होल्ड करने के लिए भी कोई चाहिए. तो a प्लस बी यहाँ पर ये रिजल्ट ऐड होकर फंक्शन ने रिटर्न कर दिया. बट वो रिटर्न कर दिया तो वेयर इट इज फ्लाइंग इन द कोड, इट शुड बी एक्सेप्टेड ड्यूरिंग द फंक्शन कॉल. You got my point? So I have accepted that in result. So whatever is written by display during function call, I accepted in the keyword, or let me say variable result. I save this and I run this, say 5, 6, but still there is no output. Am I right? Guess what could be the reason for that? Return value for future use. Correct. Return value for the future use, right? Kaliswaran has in fact made our work easier. हमने accept तो किया, but are you printing result or what? ये print करना पड़ेगा ना. Result is a name of the variable, so we cannot write it in quotes. Okay. So now if I say 5, 6, I hope it is here. That is 11. So the answer is here. Is that okay? Fine. You did not print it. Correct, Rakesh. I did not print that. Now since when I printed it, I can find the result. Is that okay? I think I have to stop here. The second part of this concept, like why? ऐसा कोई करेगा ही क्यों? Understood? Like I could have directly written here document.write a plus b. इससे देखा जाए तो हमारा काम बढ़ गया. पहले accept करो, फिर उसे बाहर print करो, right? So why would someone do that? One possible answer is what V. Kaliswaran has written to us. Maybe you want to use this for some future use. Is that okay? Reason number 2 that needs a little lengthy explanation, which I will continue sharp at 4 p.m. when I see you back tomorrow. I hope you got my point. Navin was asking me something. I have a doubt in assignment. I tell you last 5 minutes. Navin, ping me on WhatsApp. Okay, whatever is a doubt, ping on WhatsApp. I'll reply you sharp at 8 p.m. or maybe 7:30 p.m. around. Is that okay? Since we have a connected class. Okay, assignment का जो भी doubt है मुझे personal WhatsApp करिए. So I'll see my best. How can I help you that? Is it okay? Good, fine. Alright guys, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned today. We understood what are functions, what is a function call. In fact, this is something we were already knowing. ये हमको पहले से पता था. Okay. Okay, so we were talking about function. We were talking about the function call. Okay, function with arguments. Function can have one or more than one, any number of argument, but then function call must match with it. Function can return values. How does a function return value? That was the first part we learned today. Is it okay? Why does a function return value? Why does a function return value? People, that part we'll discuss tomorrow. Although one of our friends has helped us in understanding that. Passing HTML input text box value to JavaScript. That means function call during on-click with argument. Correct? Function call during on-click event with argument. And function accepting values from prompt box. I hope you got my point. हम लोग YouTube के थ्रू आए हैं. Lochan, my contact number, in fact, it's available in the WhatsApp group, ना? WhatsApp group पर है. Okay, WhatsApp group पर है. Is that okay now? Yes, my friend. Yes, for just wait. Once we complete the concept of for loop, Navin, for loop का concept हो गया तो I will also explain you some form validation kind of concept. Is that okay? Fine. All right. That's all till here. Shall see you back again tomorrow. If you have really liked our efforts, group में ping me on WhatsApp. Lochan Yadav, ping me on WhatsApp. I'll add you in the group. Okay, fine. Ping me on WhatsApp. I'll add you in the group. And whoever are your friends also who willing to join, ask them to join in the group. Attendance, my friend, attendance is mandatory. 75% attendance criteria. We have given a bit liberty. All the classes starting from 1st of October. In fact, today is the first class. पहली अक्टूबर के बाद से हमारे 1st अक्टूबर के बाद से आज ही हम पहली बार मिले हैं. So the classes from today 75% attendance is mandatory. Please. Is that okay? Fine. Shall see you back again tomorrow. Till then, please take care and do like our efforts. If you really find it helpful, do invite your other friends also to join and make sure that they are also gaining benefit out of it. Okay? Goodbye. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you so much.